Okay, the next application we're going to use for the annuity formulas is not just looking at calculating an annuity, but it's going to be looking at loan repayments, because we've talked about loans before and we've said that loans in the real world use compound interest. And the loans that we particularly talked about last year and last time we did loans was reducing balance loans. So this is where we would normally do it in a table. We have the principal, we multiply it by the interest, and then because the interest is compounding, obviously, we add the interest on, but then we take off M being our repayment. And this reduces our principal next time. So then our principal again is less. Well, it could be, it might be a little bit more depending on whether our repayment is less than our interest. And we said we should be paying a little bit more than the bank tells us to pay, otherwise it'll take us a full 30 years to pay this loan off, if it was a home loan, for example. So the principal times the interest, we then add the interest on, and then we minus the repayment. And this is the table that we've done before. We did it last year in the prelim course, and we've done it again since in the HSC course at the end of last year in term 4. So if we think about reducing balance loans in terms of an annuity formula, the amount that we take out for the loan is not a principal anymore. It's actually the present value, or N. So this is the present value formula from the, here it is here, sorry, from the formula sheet. So the present value formula, N equals M outside of 1 plus R to the N minus 1 over R, 1 plus R to the power N. So we're using this one here. So N is our present value now and is the amount of the loan that we borrow. M, just like we've used previously, is our loan repayment, or our contribution in this case, but it's going to be our contribution, which is our loan repayment. And R is our rate, again as a decimal, and it's a rate per period. And N again is the number of repayment periods, just like we would do with compound interest. So we're now going to use the annuity formula, the present value, as we only know N, the amount, or the amount borrowed. So a quick example, Josh took out a loan for a holiday at 12% per annum, compounded quarterly. He made 10 quarterly payments of $840. How much did he borrow? So writing down my present value formula, and then I've got N, M equals 840, R is 0.2. Dividing by 4 because it's quarterly and there are 4 quarters in the year, and I'm going to put that into A. Because I'm using the present value formula, I know I've got so many versions of R that I really need to store it in my A, and N is equal to 10. So starting off, I'm going to start by storing my rate, so 0.12 divided by 4 equals, clear your screen. We're then going to go answer, shift recall, make sure you can see the STL appear, and pressing A. You'll then see the answer storing in A. Clear again, we're now going to substitute into our formula. So 840, 1 plus A, and we've clearly shown that it is going to A, minus 1 over A, 1 plus A to the power of 10. So I'm going to substitute that into my calculator now. So big brackets, and I'm going to put my fraction in first. Now I need brackets for my top, and then a bracket for 1 plus alpha A. Close my bracket for the power 10. Oh, sorry, I didn't do a power 10. Recall minus 1. Now close my bracket for the top. Just double check I've opened and closed my brackets. Yep. Okay, so on the bottom I have recall A. Open the bracket, 1 plus alpha A, close my bracket to the power of 10. And I should have brackets for my denominator. So I'll just scroll along until I can get brackets for my denominator. And now I need to close my entire bracket. And then just double check, is that what I've got typed down here? 1 plus A to the 10 minus 1 over A, 1 plus A to the 10. Yep, good. Pressing equals. I get 7165.3703. Rounding it off to the nearest cent, unless we're told to do so, we get 7,165 and 37 cents to the nearest cent. So therefore, Josh borrowed $7,165.37. Now this is really straightforward, it's just a different application, so you're just remembering that N is the present value, is the amount of the loan that you are borrowing, the amount of money that you're borrowing. So you now should be able to work on exercise 805, questions 3 through to 10.